Hi guys. So I realized in filming or editing, I never filmed an intro. So hi everyone. You're going to be seeing in a few minutes some footage from back in April, I believe, maybe May too, of me cleaning up my first classroom. So here we go. Hey guys, long time no talk, no see, no anything. I don't even remember the last time I picked up my phone or camera to record anything. I know I tried to do a few clips or videos here and there in like February, but I never had enough footage or time to put them together, and I don't know where that footage is now, so there's that. But anyway, today is April 25th, 6th? Don't even know. It's a Saturday. I am in my room because we're still lucky enough to have full access to our campus, so they highly encourage us to stay away. So I came in on a weekend to do two things. My first and foremost, most important thing is I need to finish prepping all my packets that are to go home on Monday, because we send out packets every 2 weeks, and most of my kids are doing the hard copy work. They're not doing the online component, which is fine. But I just needed to come in and finish prepping everything. The other thing I am starting to do is take my room apart, which is really sad, because it is. None of us expected this to happen, and I definitely didn't think my first year would end like this. So I got here maybe 10 minutes ago, and I kind of already started taking my room apart, and then I realized I worked a shift at my other job this morning. I haven't had lunch, so I'm starving. So I'm about to plug my microwave in, heat up some food, and keep working on taking things down while my food's heating up, and then I'll probably eat and then start prepping all the materials, because that's like top priority, right? But I am going to flip you around. I'm going to show you my room and what I've done already and what my game plan is. The outside of my room. This was that big wall with the fake wood panel paper, and it was just attached on the cylindrical block with Scotch poster tape and Marvelous tape. The Marvelous tape is coming up really easily. The Scotch stuff, oh, excuse me, not so much. So I'm going to finish taking all that down. I'm not doing that again this next year. I think next year I'm going to ask for a bulletin board to be installed here. And if they can't, then I'm just going to do command hooks with, where is it? This. Because by February this had fallen and the paper was ripping and the kids would pull on it, and I was over it. So there's that. That's all stuff on the inside of my door, so I'm not dealing with that right now. My welcome symbol, that staying, or my welcome sign, that is gonna stay up, because really the only things they do to our walls are clean where kids can touch, so like the lower half of the wall, and then they'll do touch-up paint, and that looks fine. I'm going to tell them please don't, because that was not, I mean, it wasn't hard to get up, but it's up there. It stayed up there all year. I don't want to mess with it. That cape has to be returned to the front office at some point, but I'm going to leave the command hook up there, and then this board is going to stay up. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave the paper and the border on or just leave the cork board up. It's just a little mini-ish bulletin board that I got from Goodwill like 3 or 4 years ago for $3, and it's just command hooked up to the wall, so I think I'm just gonna leave it. All this stuff though, like my signs, all that's got to get put away. I'm going to put those cafeteria cards in my desk. They normally give us new ones every year. I think, actually, this is the first year they've done the passes, so I'm assuming they're going to give us new ones every year, but just in case. And these are things I've had all year that are just now out here, so I need to bring those back into my classroom and store them somewhere. After I take them home, though, I'm going to see if I can run them through the dishwasher, because I like the caddies, but the kids really ruined those, and my kids this year fought over, because I had my caddies, one at each table, and even though you can't really tell, I had crayons here, pencils and erasers here, and flashcards here. And they would fight over who gets the side of the pencils, the crayons. So I ended up switching to pencil boxes, which then they fought over the fact that they couldn't reach them, even though I taught my kids to open and put a handful on both sides so it would stay open and then close it up when they were done. But either way, so that's not, all that's got to be washed, I guess is what I'm trying to get to. And then looking around our sensory room, so this is like the whole kindergarten common building. I know, and we're gonna work on it together as a team via social distancing, of course. So we're either gonna stagger our times here or we're just all gonna kind of claim a corner. But this welcome aboard has to come down. That's another teacher's. We're just gonna try to even out, clean this up a little, clean that up a little, clean up our books. We need to go through the top shelf because that's like other stuff. This kindergarten wig thing has to come down, unfortunately, which is really sad because we didn't get to finish it this year. And I also messed up when I made it and I did not get it laminated because our laminator was down at the beginning of the year. So this is poster paper and Mr. Sketch markers, or yeah, Mr. Sketch, I think, or Sharpies or whatever. So we can't even reuse it, which is also very upsetting, but it is what it is. The 4 discipline mountain, that has to come down, and it's paper because our school did not laminate it, so there's that. These habit posters have to come down, I think, or maybe we leave those up because they're up high enough the kids can't reach it. The wigs, this goal setting for our grade, that's got to come down. That's another teacher's stuff. That's another teacher's stuff. The project I am dreading is taking this I Can Be a Leader down. I think I'm going to leave the I Can Be a up, but the word leader has to come down because I'm really glad I'm back here so you guys can't really see it. But those pictures are all kids' faces, so those all have to come down. These all need to come down. I think I'm going to leave the paper up. And if it gets ruined, it gets ruined. I don't really care. I think I might, no, I ran out of the blue paper, but I can always go buy more. Whatever, I don't care. But those little, like the Be Proactive, all those 4 little habit posters, those have to come down. And we didn't even keep up with it this year. So maybe we won't do it next year because it's a lot, we decided. Those UR posters, I think I'm going to leave those up, and I'm going to leave that board up as well. And then looking into my classroom, I needed to do my door. And this is kind of just the state of everything. So, I'm trying not to make you guys dizzy. Part of making the packets is going to be going through and collecting all the stuff with kids' names. So like, I know I spun you guys around really fast, I apologize. These were their fun folders. I'm going to send those home because they have kids' names on them. I'm not going to send home all the work, just their projects. So I'm going to have to go through all this stuff. This is their weekend folder material, which basically, even though you can't really see, they had their daily folder, which just had like their homework and important notices, and then their weekend folders when I sent home all their work from the week. So I'm going to send home the weekend folders with work that I think parents actually care about, so projects more than worksheets. I'm not going to, and I'm going to find one that I can cover up. I'm not going to send home their cubby names because they're just a piece of paper slipped into this plastic sleeve from Target, so I'm just going to let that be. They don't need that. I don't laminate them. They're nothing fancy. I do need to go through all this and store that. They all have a clip with their name on it from the jobs that I'm going to send home. Nothing back here is theirs. And I don't know if I can cover it, kind of. So I have a We Are Leaders board with their picture when they earn Leader of the Week. So I'm going to send that home. Like, I'm going to send their little people home. I'm kind of glancing around the room and looking and seeing. I'm not going to send home, I'm probably going to send home their nameplates because those are pretty new and they can use the number line on them. I'm not going to send home the cloud because I didn't want the vis-a-vis markers, the wet erase. So I'm hoping to be able to reuse them because cutting those out after laminating them was not fun. But yeah. So that's kind of the game plan for what I'm going to send home. Fingers crossed that I can do it all. I'll probably be back tomorrow. I'm gonna go throw my food in while I'm thinking about putting my food in, because otherwise I'm gonna get very distracted. I'm just gonna continue to take stuff down, which, like I said, I'm not really thrilled, but I do have an idea of what I want to do with my room next year, which I'm very excited about, and I'm so deviating right now. So let me go throw my food in, because it takes like 5 to 10 minutes to heat up. I'm going to show you guys some of my ideas. All right, so I do plan on making a lot of changes for this coming up school year. And I love my classroom. I like the way it was set up. Moving the tables was a pain every time I had to move students around, but that's going to happen regardless about your room setup. But I want to try to make it a little more open as far as like my whole group teaching area, if that makes sense. So right now, let me flip you around, and like I've got my desk juts out this way toward the carpet, and my carpet's here. So most of my teaching is done there, except for like our calendar time here, and any other additional teaching has to get done here. So it's hard for the kids to see. So my game plan, and just like bear with me, because I'm not, obviously this is just an idea, not 100% like held on this. I have no idea where I'm going to move my color chart next year. If I end up using it, I had to use it with my crew this year. They needed to see the visual consequence, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But my goal is I'm going to move my calendar time stuff to down here, where it's like easily at kids' reach, and I'm going to hang up command hooks with, here it is. One of these size, like a 24 by 16, even though it's bent. One of these for my morning message at the top, so I can do that part with them, and then they can do the calendar themselves. So this will be my calendar focus wall. I might end up switching up my calendar then, so I can just do a pocket chart version. I haven't decided yet, because this is super cute. My mom bought it for me. I love it, but it's big and it's a pain. So yeah. Then this is going to be like my focus extra work. Not my focus wall, but just like an extra place for me to do work with the kids. So it's easily for me to reach. Like I'm going to move my writing page here so I have access to it. I'm going to purchase a magnetic curtain rod and put it here for anchor charts, and so on. So that means my schedule and my schedule's gonna go at the very end, because the kids don't use it, I use it. Unless I end up having a kid who needs to see the visual schedule, in which case I'll add pictures and I'll move it closer to the front. But for now, because I didn't have anyone who needed that this past year, my goal is to kind of shove it to the back for me. Then I'm going to put these little circles are for my standards and my ICANN statements. I'm going to put those next down here. Then I'm going to put that, and then this is going to still kind of be my focus area with my title, my setting, my character, my words, my letter. And I'll do a math focus thing as well. So that's that. That should cover my entire board. I will say next year, I'm going to redo this, not my alphabet line, I like that. I'm not changing out the posters, I think. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put my numbers in a straight line going from 0 through 20 across the bottom, and then my colors will be across the top. Because my kids this year, I modeled this based off my mentor teachers, the way she has her set up, because her room is identical to mine. So last year for my internship, that's what we did. But what I learned this year is that my group struggled with going from 10 to 11. Like it was hard for them to count on. So I want to put it in a straight line and then put all my colors on top, because we use them, but not as often. And I am going to add the colors to my word wall next year. So the center rotation, this is where my big switch comes in. I'm probably going to shift this green shelf with the morning bins down. Move these things under here so it's less for me to walk in. I am leaving all that the same as my game plan. But this is where it kind of changes. This table with my computers, I want to put back where my library is. That's how my mentor teacher was from last year. And I liked it that way because it kind of separated my closet from the kids. Or I liked my library because it separated my closet from the kids' stuff. But I'm thinking I want my computers back there, which is nice because I have a connection here and I just have to ask for a long cord to connect the internet through. So if I do that, then what I want to do is turn my desk so it's flat up against the wall. I want my small group table to kind of be up here too. So this is like one big teaching area for me. And that way my stuff is kind of all kept together. Because what I found this year with my table like this and my small group table there, so I had stuff everywhere and I could never keep up with where it was. So I kind of want to do that. And if I do that, then those charts will come here so I can have my groups behind there, and I can do specific vocabulary or skills or whatever underneath each group, and kind of have their own like mini focus wall for my small groups. And that means my library, what I plan on doing is putting it here. So I have those 3 shelves. I don't plan on getting any more. I did my expansion this year with getting a 3rd shelf and I'm done. But what I plan on doing is that wooden one is very sturdy. The kids have walked into it and they don't knock it over. So I'm planning on having it kind of jut out from this wall, so the side is kind of up against this wall, but that's it. Then I have the really tall one, which is going to go kind of here. And then the shorter black one's going to go here, and it's going to cover part of my word wall. But my game plan is to divide my word wall in 2. So it's going to be a smaller portion above that black thing is going to be here, and then my word wall is going to be here, because I also plan on making it more of an interactive word wall, and I don't know if this is going to work, so I can't, be held accountable on this. But I've seen some really cool word walls where they have the words on like in packs with a clip by letters. Like all my D letters will be on one binder ring, all my C letters, A letters, and so on, and underneath each letter. So the kids can go, oh, I know the word for starts with an F, let me come up and flip through it, so that way they're actually using the word wall. And this is that better than paper stuff, so it's durable enough for the kids to be able to do that. I don't know for sure if I want to do that, but that's my game plan. And even if not, then that half of the board's still going to be my sight words. This little sliver of it, probably what I'm thinking is from like where the C and L and U are and over, is going to be my writing center board. So all these writing center words, I'm just going to display out. Maybe I'll put clips and like string and clip them on. But what I found is, even though it was nice because my kids could write a sentence about the word cloud and use the word can, like I can see a cloud, it seemed like this just got to be very cluttered for me. So I want to kind of visually separate those. So my library will extend to about right there. And then that's just where the lunch boxes go. And I'm thinking maybe a crate this coming up here. I haven't quite decided. I'm trying not to spend as much money because I spent a lot of money over the past couple years. That's my game plan right now. I haven't quite 100% decided, because I also have, I don't know if you can see it, but this short, where's my finger? This short little cart, that's that pink bucket's like their turn-in bucket for their daily work or daily folders. And that was early finisher stuff. I'm thinking maybe a makerspace cart next year. I haven't quite decided. But that originally fit perfectly in this box here. And you can see where it just barely went over the board and kind of crushed the border. And I really liked it there. So that means I'm going to have to move it down or move it over there where that desk is. Maybe move that desk back here so the kids don't, I haven't, All right, so it's literally 5 minutes to 2. I've been here for probably almost 2 hours, an hour and a half, somewhere in there. I ate my lunch, and I am working on finishing up my students' packet. So I'm going to show you kind of what we've been sending home. All right, give me a second. I'm going to flip. The first thing that we've been sending home is our SIPS stuff. So SIPS is a intervention program that we do grade-wide. We assessed all the students and we placed them into 1 of 4 placements. I have the second highest group, so I'm in charge of getting all their materials prepped for all 4 homerooms and give them to their homeroom teachers. So this is what I've been sending home, and it's basically just the stories that they're supposed to have for the next 2 weeks, and then it's got their writing practice. So it's got sight words, sometimes it has sounds. I think it's just sight words and sounds. I want to say we at one point had blendable words too, but I think I didn't print them this time. So we've been sending that home, and now I'm working on this, which is unfortunately got cut off, so I have to print one more. But this just says use these pages to work through the math for the weeks of 4/27 and 5/4, which this is what I am sending home. So they're each going to get a half sheet of the city scene cards, a sheet of the construction scene cards. I'm skipping a page here. Cube and sphere, cut and sort, make a cube, and make a cylinder. And the roll, stack, slide, sort cards. I think that's it. Yeah. So they're each going to get a set of those because it goes with our math work, which... let me pull. So we have... let me just pull out... So this is what's in everyone's bag. I'll go over this last. So it's basically divided up by week. So I have week 1 and then week 2. We already sent home all our social studies and science. We just sent home the textbooks, and they've been working out of the textbooks. But for reading, we sent home the weekly packets. So I put the instructions, turn in those pages, and then I also include any pages that we need to skip. So there's that for reading, and then again for that one, and then math I do the same thing. I just kind of denote what pages to turn in. So these are the math is what they'll use those things for, because it'll say at some point, I think, one of the pages, I can't remember which pages they are, but one of the pages for one of these one of the lessons has like to use the different things. Use make a cube to build your own number cube, so there's like that, and other activities that go in there. The other thing that we are doing this week, which is our first week, is we are starting ABC Countdown. So the first page of this packet is just a letter explaining that it's something we normally do at this time of the year. And then it's designed to be a letter a day, with the exclusion of a couple different days that are 2 letters for time reasons. So that's just an intro to it. And then we, and by we, I mean me, and I shared it with my team because I like making these kind of things. Ooh, if my hands want to cooperate. I made 2 packets and I just stapled them together. So I made one for week 1, which is A through E, and then the second week is F through K, because we did I and J together. So it's just, each letter will start off with like A is for all things Apple. So these are all Apple related activities. So this is also a PDF that's posted on my Google Classroom. So through that, they can click this link, which brings them to a digital resource. And I'll see if I can pull that up in a minute or two to kind of give you guys an example. But then these are just ideas to do at home. So all of this is optional. Read Apple books. So these are some Apple books that we recommend. And I'll find read alouds and post those on our Google Classroom. Same thing with the songs. And if it's something that they have instructions to, I set instructions on next page. So then attached to it, this is the Apple Volcano instructions, how to make crock-pot applesauce. And then we go into B. And so for B, we did coffee filter butterflies. Let me see what else. And make your own bear. And I provided that so they can just cut this out and use it. C is for cookies of all kinds. So again, the ideas. And I didn't have anything additional there. So then D is for donuts, dogs, and dinosaurs. All the ideas. How to make dinosaur fossils. E is for everything elephant. So this is all elephant related stuff. How to make elephant toothpaste. It's a front and back thing. Elmer the elephant activity they can do at home. And that was the end of week 1. So that's why there's nothing on that side. But then F is for fruit, fish, and frogs. So there's all the activities. One of the books we recommend reading is Fruit and Suits. There's a coloring page to go with it. Gorillas and Grapes for G. So there's the things they need to make their own gorilla at home. And then how to do a dancing grapes experiment. And how to make grape goop play recipe. Then we have H is for hats. So there's a bunch of hat activities. Here's a hat coloring page. I and J is for ice cream and jumping. So there's things to do. How to make ice cream at home in a Ziploc bag. And then there's K, and then a kite that they can color, and a way to make simple paper kites at home. So yes, now that those are done, I'm just going to staple the last of the math packets. And then I'm going to start gathering all my students' work from around the room, which I am not happy about because it's probably going to make me want to cry. So I will touch base with you guys in a little bit. Alphabet countdown bundle I purchased. You can see quickly the list price was $37, but with the bundle pricing I got it for $25.89. So it is by Mrs. LeBlanc's Learners, and I love it because it's got let me see here. I'm gonna preview here. It's got the, if we were in school, I'd be doing this part of it, this digital or non-digital paper version, and I love it because it has the lesson plans for each day, and it's got math and ELA and a craft activity to go with it, and it's all based off a story. So even if you don't have the story, you can probably find a read aloud of it on YouTube, and it's got a writing prompt, and I really was excited to use this. But what was the kicker for me is she also has, and there's no preview, so let me see if I can download it real quick, a digital component, which I'm very excited to utilize this year. And it's actually something you could probably do whole group in the future, but it looks like this. And you basically click on each letter. So like, let's say we are doing letter D for lack of whatever. When you click on it, you hit make a copy. And then this is everything. So there's a video here that the kids can listen to. There's worksheets that she has prepped. So you drag the boxes to cover the D. So they just click and drag everything to be able to complete the maze. Use these to cover up letter D sounds. It's got the read aloud in here. It's got the writing thing. So all they have to do is type. It's got the math activity that they can do, a couple different of them, and then it's got a craft so they can drag and build their donut. So it's really sweet because they can do all these things. Of course, if you're in presentation mode, I mean, you can play the videos, but you can't do the activities, so you just have to instruct your students to not be in presentation mode when they're doing this. have been somewhat hard at work, I guess, questionable. I'm gonna flip you around and I'm gonna kind of show you what I've been doing. It's 3 o'clock now. And I got a couple goals I want to get through today, and I'm gonna be back tomorrow is what I've decided, which is also nice because I've been dying to get out of the apartment, so at least I have an excuse of somewhere to be. But yeah, I can kind of show you right now. I took down almost all of the washi tape from here, so I do need to clean my board, even though I know they'll clean it over the summer. And I've gathered this was all like my behavior management stuff. I still need to take that, where am I? That sign up at the very top, I need to take that down. I have to get the rest of my board still cleaned off. But yeah, let me flip you around. I'm going to show you exactly what I've been doing. And yes, I am watching SpongeBob, or listening to it while I work. Visual timers in here. Already told you my doorbell's in here. These are my Calm Down Cloud tickets. So like, I have a Calm Down sensory spot, and I had 2 kids who really benefited from them. And there were times where I'd just be like, okay, you need to go over there, you get 3 minutes, whatever. But I also was trying to empower them to let me know when they felt they needed to go cooled off. So they each got 2, they were Velcroed to their desk, and they could just be like, unless it was a test, and then unless it was like a test or an assessment of some sort, they could be like, Mr. Mono, I need to go to the calm down spot, and they could bring me their ticket, and they would get 3 minutes in the calm down spot. So they had 2 times during the day that they could choose, and then I could also send them additionally. And then for my SIPS kids, these pieces and the pieces in here, plus I think I have some other, because they're like holiday themed ones. I have some others that are like not completely cut out because I didn't start it till like November, December. But it's basically a tic-tac-toe board, so it's kind of like a teacher versus student at the end of the day, or at the end of the SIPS lesson. If they had a stellar lesson following expectations and they all attempted to do the work, they got to pick a piece on and put it on the board, and then if not, I got to. And if I got 3 in a row first, then I cleared the board off and we started again. If they got 3 in a row first, then they got a prize, leaving my room like a piece of candy or a cookie or something like that, something small. My color charts in here, as well as, let's see, there's that, there's this. I have, those are more pieces. This was my visual zone tracker for myself, because I thought it was helpful at the beginning of the year for the kids to be able to be like, oh, Mr. Mono's getting angry, that's in the red zone, as they learn to identify, you know, the pieces. Or, oh, Mr. Mono's really disappointed in the way we're behaving right now, she's in the blue zone, how can we fix that? So I'd model the different strategies. Our voice level posters in here, pieces for that tic-tac-toe thing, more tic-tac-toe, and then that bottom one with the, it's not going to come back, that bottom one where you saw the colors with the characters, that's our bucket turn-in thing. So I would just clip what bucket they had to turn stuff into, so they wouldn't have to ask me. And these are all the pieces for the magnets I use. You can't even see it. The magnets I use, the clips for everything. That's all in there. And the only other thing I think I'm going to add, this was like my sweet spot of tricks. I'm going to go ahead and add these in there while I'm thinking about it. So these are different breathing exercises that we could do. If I thought we needed to cool down break as a class, so I did these a lot. And then those are just like cheap, like cheap and easy, fun prizes the class could earn, because I always struggled with coming up with things they could choose as a prize. And they always requested a popcorn party, so I was trying to get new ideas, and that's what I came up with, or what I found online. So yeah, that's going to be everything in this bucket, which this is just one of those Sterilite buckets. I'm going to zoom in. Those are the dimensions. It's a paper bucket. I originally, like, you're not going to be able to see it, but way up there, let me try zooming in, way up there, there's one with the little green label on it. That's got all my February stuff for like Valentine's Day, and that was my idea, is I was going to have like one per month and put any of my seasonal things in there. So it's not books, it's just like the decor stuff. So like my March one would have that Happy St. Patty's Day and any like themed centers and whatnot, but I only ever got February done. So there's that. But yeah. All right, guys. So also in editing, I realized I did not film like conclusions on each day. I just like stopped filming for the day and moved on. So that was all day one of packing up my classroom. I still have like another day and a half, 2 days, 1 day, something like that, left that should be coming out soon. Bye.